So yesterday on my way here, my blisters popped. They don't look too bad today actually, considering, but where I'm staying is just all dirt. So I'm just going to clean them up now. Just use a alcohol swab and then put some more tape over them just so the dirt doesn't get into wherever the opening was. Yeah, a bit owie. And there's the other one. Just let that dry for a minute and I'll put some tape on it. And I'll just do the other one. Don't want to get infected. This one is a much bigger issue. Go away, Shadow. It actually goes all the way around like that. So I'll definitely need time in Trout Lake to get that healed, and then this bit, which is where the bone's coming out, is also a big issue. I mean, not coming out, pointing down. That's a much better description. It's not coming out. It's not like I can see it or anything, but yeah, big issue. So now I've just cleaned that up. Yeah, it's actually not good at all. Really not good. Definitely need some time off. Let that heal a bit before I get going again. Just that bit right there. Alright, put some tape on it and yeah, be right for the day. So this one I actually put a couple of strips on just because I'm not 100% sure where it actually popped, to be honest, so I just want to make sure it's covered. Hey everyone, so I'm still camped here at Trout Creek. Didn't really do a wrap up yesterday because I had a bad day, as you would have seen. I am still kind of upset about it, but I guess it is what it is. I wanted to get out here and do this hike before I couldn't do it. I didn't think my feet would be this bad, to be honest. But I guess it's already too late. So I'm just gonna do what I can. I'm gonna do Goat Rocks. I'm planning on, it's a 100k stretch. And at this stage I'm planning on doing it over 10 days, so 10 kilometers a day. I think that should be doable. I've already had a bit of a look this morning, and that there's a campsite pretty much every 10k's, give or take 1 or 2k's, so that's my plan. And then after that, I don't really know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'll decide once I finish that. I haven't really spoken about the people that I've met so far on the trail, and before today, everyone's just been super friendly and chatty. In Cascade Locks, I met 2 guys that had just finished hiking Oregon or Dan had just finished hiking Oregon. Doug was, doing bits and pieces with him. Dan has pretty much finished hiking from the Mexican border to the Oregon-Washington border. I think there's just a couple of sections that he's missing out of California. But they were so friendly and nice, like we had a few beers, we chatted. I said goodbye to them the morning that I left. The hikers that I met on the bus to get to Cascade Locks, again, super friendly and chatty and helpful and encouraging. And everyone that I met at Rock Creek were the same, just, really nice. And then today, here at Trout Creek, I don't know, they haven't been unfriendly, like mean and nasty, but most of them won't even say hi. Like, it's really weird. I don't quite, and it's north and south bounders. They're just, I don't know. No one's really talking. Anyway. So tomorrow I will go to Wind River Road, get picked up by Doug, the trail angel. Different Doug, not the one I met in Cascade Locks. And he will take me to Trout Lakes, and I will hole up there for 3 or 4 days. My feet, even though I haven't done anything today, I can feel just walking around that my left foot's still really sore. So it needs a few days to catch up. And it's not like I don't have time. I've got 32 days until I fly out of America at this point. I might end up going home early, but 32 days. So it doesn't matter if I spend a week in Trout Lake and then go and do Goat Rocks. I've got plenty of food because I haven't eaten bugger all. This section, even though I've been out here, what day is this? Day 5? Yeah, still haven't eaten much. So I've got plenty of food, so I'm not worried about that. So yeah, I'm going to get somewhere to sleep with a bed for at least the first couple of nights, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll camp the rest of the time I'm there. I haven't really decided. Depends on how much it's going to cost me to get a room and stuff. But I want to make sure I get some good rest to help my feet. I think that's it. It's a beautiful spot. There's a lot of people that stop here. Like the hikers that have been stopping here, they're stopping here, most of them, for a good couple of hours. And it's really, oops, sorry about that. It's really disheartening. Well, not disheartening, but I'm very envious to see them walking through it, and they are just powering, like just, powering through. Whereas me, I plod. The best of times, the worst of times, I plod. But I guess that's just how it is. So yeah, I'm okay. I rewatched the video of me telling you all when I was bawling my eyes out today, and it made me cry again. I'm not going to start crying now. Going to hear a funny story. So there's I'll turn the camera. See over there, leaning against that stump. Oops, I'll go this way. There's that stick there. Looks like someone's walking stick. Now, that stump is there, and then you can see my tent through the tree, so it's really close. And I was walking past it about 10 minutes ago, and I saw that stick there, and I freaked out because I haven't seen anybody come over here. I was like, where the hell did that stick come from? And I was looking around for someone, looking around for people, can't see anyone. I was just like, where the hell did that stick come from? Because I'd just been for a bathroom break in the bushes. I thought someone had come over while I wasn't here and I didn't see them or whatever. And I was absolutely freaking out. And I thought, hang on, check the video from yesterday when I got here, because I videoed the area and whatever. So I did, I've checked the video, and it was there yesterday. I just didn't see it. Did not notice it at all, and hadn't noticed it all morning. It's probably about 1:30 right now. Yeah, I only just noticed it 10 minutes ago. Go me. I've got to say, when I got here yesterday though, there was another hiker who camped here, like quite close to where I did, and we were having a good old chat, so he was very friendly. And I was telling him how he was saying something, we were talking, somehow the subject of bears came up. I think it just generally does here in Washington. And I said to him it wasn't really bears that I was worried about, it was mountain lions. And as I was walking down the mountain yesterday to get here, I just kept, I don't know, I think I was just freaking myself out. And I just kept stopping and looking behind me, like, just trying to catch the mountain lion stalking me or something. There was no mountain lion. Or if he did, he didn't attack or anything. And I think what got me started thinking about it was because it was so much downhill yesterday, and I was actually trotting a lot on some of the downhill, and it sounds weird, but that hurt my feet less than walking. So I was trotting, and then it suddenly popped into my head that if you see a mountain lion, you don't run. And that's what I'd been doing. I'd been running. So I just suddenly had it in my head that I was being stalked by a mountain lion. I am my own worst enemy, truly. Anyway, so we were talking about bears, and then I said to him that it wasn't bears, it was mountain lions that I was worried about. And he said to me that he had spoken to a park ranger who looks after this area, and she said that all the mountain lions were off chasing deer and elk because it's their calving season. She said, so if there's mountain lions around, they're not hungry. So that was good news. Very good news. Don't have to worry about mountain lions as much. I think that's it from me. You can see I'm camped in a terrible spot again. I had a little rodent of some description scratching at my tent last night, so my sleep was a bit broken. He didn't try and get in though, because I scared him off every time I heard him. But yes, I did have a rodent scratching at my tent. There's a little squirrel or chipmunk, not sure what he is. I've seen him a couple of times, so it might have been him. I've tried to get him on video, but he's a bit camera shy. And at Rock Creek on my second night, I had a mouse run over the top of my tent. Over the fly, not over the mesh, over the fly. And he didn't try anything for the rest of the night. He literally just ran over the top. It was almost like he did it for fun, little bastard. Just to make me stress out that he's going to try and get in my tent and eat my food. Because I was naughty and I didn't hang my food bag. And I didn't hang my food bag last night either, but neither did anybody else, and everybody. There was 2 other campers here last night, and they both cooked at their tents, and neither of them hung their food bags. And to be honest, there's not much point here because there's a road just on the other side of the bridge, and there's so many, obviously, people that come out here for a weekend, and they don't follow leave no trace principles. There's a distinct smell of shit here. It comes and goes, but it's very noticeable. And there's, rubbish and shit. So there's not much point in following leave no trace principles here because, no one else does. So the rodents are already, willing to attack, try and get food. Alright, that's it from me. I'll talk to you later. So yesterday when I set off, yesterday morning, I was super optimistic. Just felt so much better about life. I was still going to go all the way to Trout Lake. Walk there. I was just feeling so good, and I had a plan in my head, and by the time I got to the top of that climb, I was a mess, as you saw. I realised I just couldn't keep going and doing it like that. and that hit hard, and that realisation came within a very short space of time. My left foot deteriorated really quickly. But yeah, I look back on yesterday, how it was yesterday morning, and I just felt so good. And physically, apart from my feet, I did so much better yesterday, like going up that hill, like I didn't stop for as many breaks. I got up there, if it wasn't for my feet, I would have got up there so much faster. The breaks that I did have to take, a lot of them were for my feet. So yeah, I was so happy with how I was doing. Like my stamina and my strength was so much better. Was my feet let me down? Well, not really. They didn't let me down. I'm sure they did the best they could. It was just hard to admit that I couldn't keep going. Couldn't even make the day. Well, I mean, I had to make the day, but I knew that I couldn't. And the next climb out of here, I mean, after Panther Creek, which is about 8 kilometres from here, the next climb is huge, absolutely massive, similar to the first one, I think. So there's no way I would have made it. I wouldn't have got up there fast enough without having to carry a shitload of water, which makes your pack heavier, which puts more pressure on your feet, and you got to go slower, and it's just, yeah, just wasn't worth it. Yeah, it's hard. I guess you know when you know, though. You know you've had enough when you know. Anyway, there are little fish in this creek. Little one right there. I don't think I could ever be a true thru hiker. They just seem to push themselves so hard and not sit and enjoy anything. There was 3 that just walked past. They said hello and just kept going. And it's 5:15 right now. The next tent site is on a dirt road 7 kilometres away, up 550 metres of elevation. Like, seriously? They're going to choose that over this amazing, beautiful creek. I don't get it. And they're not the only ones. Like, all the thru hikers seem to be doing the same kind of thing. They're not really stopping to enjoy themselves. They just push. They've got to get this done. They were going south, so they're going up the mountain that I just came down yesterday. It's just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Guess I can never be a true thru hiker. But, that and my feet won't let me. Ha! Okay, so I'm just making my dinner here. So tonight we've got beef stroganoff with noodles. I've put half of it in here to have another night. But what I wanted to show you was, this is the inner sole for my left foot. And you can see from the indentation. So I'd cut a hole, this is Steve's suggestion, where I thought that bone was protruding down, so it might help relieve the pressure. But actually where I've measured, my foot's obviously moved, or the inner sole is shrunk, or whatever. But you can see that where that is where that bone is making a mark whether it's just moving there or what. So I'm actually going to cut a bigger hole and try that out tomorrow and see if that makes any sort of difference. It may not, it may make it worse. I've still got the original inner sole. This is the one I've bought. It's not the original, so if this goes to shit and turns out to be a really bad idea, I can still put the original one in and I've still got perfectly good inner soles. So I'm just going to do that now. Alright, there we go. So I've cut that extra bit out. And I guess we'll just see how that goes tomorrow. I'm only doing 5.6 k's to get to the river, as I think I've mentioned several times. Not the river, the road. So hopefully that will help. So the idea is that the bone can go through and then the area around it is supported. So I don't know, we'll just see. It might make it worse, might make it better.